Hello everybody. I can't keep this. It gave me the most expensive card, 2 tapped lands, and 2 cards that I need to be able to cost 7. Yeah, there's no way I can save that. I guess we can try this. But this is still, again, one of the most powerful cards in my deck. One that I really need to save till later. One I really need to save till later. They really made sure to give me the worst cards that I could possibly get at the beginning. I mean, they're all good cards later. Well, I guess as long as my opponent does nothing for as long as humanly possible, because I'm not getting the cards I need. I'm not even getting the right color to deal with removal. Okay. We only get 2 cards off of this, but I guess we're taking it. Okay, I already have Ottawa down, so that doesn't help me, but I can go ahead and kick this. No, I can't kick that. I don't have 5. What if I just stall you for a turn? I need 1 more land. Why did you give me 2 of the Alchemist Gambit again up top? Ah, tap land. Alright. I guess you're just dying the regular way. In land. Good. Not a single counterspell yet. And a deck filled with them. Now we can finally kick this. There's a Mindsplice Apparatus at least. That will be helpful. If they can't destroy it. Pass on the pup. Okay. Oh, and Elena. Nice. Meaning I need another land already. Didn't get it, so we just clear the board. Why do I still not have the right color that I need? I guess we're just throwing this out. I know I'm supposed to wait, but I'm getting frustrated. They have no problem with their dual lands. I've got all sorts of red in my deck. Again, notice I can't cast this, I can't cast this. I don't have the right colors to cast this. I got 5 dead cards in my hand right now. Arena's really punishing me. I mean, it's my deck. It's done very well in the past. You're just gonna have to trust me on that. It's done very well. Finally. Okay, I still can't use to burn down the house. I still can't use Alchemist Gambit. I can go ahead. I don't need to duplicate that, do I? It's just 4. Because it does no good to get a legend of it. So I just take it away. And see if that's enough to keep me alive while I'm still looking for my second red mana. It's so disgusting. Even just 1 more would land, if it was untapped, would at least give me Ovika. I'm way too close to dying. Ouch. Down to 1 point. Oh, they did. What? Why did you not attack? Why did they not attack? It doesn't matter. I didn't get what I wanted. Uh-huh. Tap lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take you. We are still alive. I do finally have my red mana. Okay. No, we don't attack with that. Okay, now how do I deal with that? We scry. March of Reckless Joy is a good card. We take an extra turn. We bring down Vadrik. Pass the turn. Let's see. We put that down. We take an extra turn. End the turn. Oh, look at this. We take an extra turn. End the turn. Ah, Torch Breath. Okay. That's what I needed. Boom. Pass. How much land do you have? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9? So 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can do 10. Piece of cake! Okay, and then we can play up to 2 cards till the end of my next turn. So let's go ahead and we'll do 4 cards. Oh, that's lovely. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can only do... I can't do both of those. So we can put down Hullbreaker Horror. And we can play a land. And I think that's it. Return non-land. Let's throw you back up. And pass the turn. Would you like to attack? They would! You think you can take out a Hullbreaker Horror? It doesn't matter whether you attack or not. We're gonna throw something else back up again. Whew. Create some chum blockers. You are now mine. Return you to the hand. Pay for the ward cost. And cast this. 3 red devil creatures. And we don't need to put anything else back up. And it all worked out. So do I stop complaining? But I'm an American. I was born this way. Or at least if I wasn't born this way, I was indoctrinated pretty early. We were taught in school that Americans didn't get where they are by being quiet. That if we had a grievance, we were to air it. I have no idea how whiny and complaintive that makes it sound to all the other nations of the world. Many of whom have bigger problems than we do. Me, I get to complain about my game. And how unfair it is to me. Even as I win. Alright, so, what's the new card I got? Gold Forged Theoptrix. Thopterix, sorry. It looks like a fun card. Okay, maybe a legendary deck coming up soon. Okay, this is a Mindsplice Apparatus deck. And I went through the color pie already, and we used a bunch of X spells. And I said at the end of one of the matches, I said, you don't always need to use X spells. X spells aren't the be-all, end-all of Mindsplice Apparatus. There are other things you can do. So I do have the regular blue shell that I use. I have got 1 Witness Protection, 1 March of Swirling Mist to phase out creatures, 4 of the Syncopates, 2 Blue Sun's Twilight now instead of 1. I got a second one. And 2 Silver Scrutinies for card draw. I've got all 4 Mindsplice Apparatus, 1 DV's Cover for Counterspell, Invoke the Winds to gain control of target artifact or creature, 1 more card draw with Cosmic Epiphany, and 1 copy of Hullbreaker Horror. I could add 2, but I took it out because I'm doing blue-red, so I wanted Ovika Enigma Goliath in here. It's a nice drop, 6/6 flyer. It's got Ward 3 and pay 3 life, so you have to both pay 3 life to affect it and 3 mana. Just to go ahead and target it with the spell for the opponent. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you create for X and Goblin creature tokens, where X is the mana value of that spell. So if I cast a spell with 4, I get 4 Goblin creature tokens. And so that's kind of cool, especially since they have haste. So they could be chump blockers, or they could do what we just did and end the match. So that's the blue shell that's normal. And what I did was I added in 1 copy of Vadric, because he also makes instant and sorcery spells cheaper. And I added in 4 copies of Alchemist's Gambit. So we've done a blue-red Mindsplice Apparatus deck before, but this time, instead of X spells, we're taking expensive spells like Cleave that cost 7, and we can get it down to where it only costs us the Cleave cost of 2 blue and 1 red, after just enough turns of having a Mindsplice Apparatus out. That way we can pay the Cleave cost, we don't need to worry about losing the game, because we lose the brackets when we pay the Cleave cost, and we can just take extra turns. And it worked quite well. It turned out to save our bacon. I've got an alternate win condition of sorts that I've programmed in here with some of the other red cards that are very expensive. There's a catch. One of the cards is City on Fire, which is an enchantment, not an instant or a sorcery. So Mindsplice Apparatus and Vadric aren't going to help me out with that. If I do have, say like I had Ovika out and I had already cast some spells and got some creature tokens, I could use Convoke and make it real cheap. But otherwise, I actually need to spend a turn and 8 mana to bring this enchantment out. But if a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage instead, and we have Explosive Singularity, which does 10 damage. Which also has Convoke, right? As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may tap any number of untapped creatures. I don't know why they didn't just give it Convoke, other than the fact that it's a Kamigawa card and they didn't bring back the Convoke mechanic for Kamigawa. But this is basically Convoke. So if we have City on Fire out, we can do a 1-turn kill and hit the opponent in the face for 30 points of damage. The other cards that we do have a couple of X cards. We've got 1 March of Reckless Joy. We like to play that at the end of the opponent's turn. Sometimes it's a desperation play. We'll exile the cards of our library and play up to 2 cards. Hopefully we find the right cards until the end of our next turn. And we have 2 Torch Breath. The spell can't be countered, and it costs 2 less if it targets a blue permanent. It does X damage to target creature or planeswalker. We have 4 Fires of Victory, which is a nice kicker spell with red and blue, so that we can, if we can kick it, we can deal damage equal to the number of cards in our hands, plus we get to draw a card to replace it, so that's nice. And we have 1 X spell that doesn't count, so to speak, with instants and sorceries, Magma Pummeler. That one, we just have to rely on whatever lands we have. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. If damage is dealt, you prevent the damage and remove that many +1 counters from it. When you do remove those counters, it deals that much damage to any target. So it's like twice the value in one card. So I don't have a lot of creatures, you can see. We just got 4 creatures, 24 lands, and 4 cards to help us maybe take extra turns to get us to the point where we build up. Do a little card draw, and just build up a nice little advantage. That's the idea. So we're going to see how good we can do Mindsplice Apparatus when we have some X spells, but we didn't overload with only X spells like I've been doing for the last 5-6 decks. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. We have a playlist on the YouTube channel. It's a Mindsplice Apparatus playlist, and it's got all the previous decks. They were all a lot of fun. They all did really well. I don't know that you take any of them into ranked. As soon as I try and take something into ranked, Arena just sabotages me. And I could win 5 in a row regular, and then as soon as I switch to ranked, suddenly it mono-stars me. And it doesn't really matter which deck that is, it just happens. This is problematic. 2 Alchemist Gambit and 1 card that I don't like to show up at the beginning. Now that I have 2 of these, they just really love giving that to me at the very beginning. It's a little disturbing, but I do have 3 lands at least and 1 removal card. We put out the tap lands because we can't kick this yet. We wait and see if they have life gain. If they don't have life gain right away, Flying Vigilance, you have Hexproof. Whenever it's still damage, you gain that much life. Okay. Actually gonna let Voice of the Blessed hit me. That's an Aftermath card. Whenever another creature enters, you gain a life, so we're getting close. There's a sword. Protection from red and green. Lovely. I guess we can't wait. Is it okay if the Lunarch Veteran... Hang on. They have to spend how much? 2? Okay, so let's go ahead and wait. Let's see if they try and put something else out, or if they activate it. So now we're going to kick it. Hopefully they don't have protection on it. They don't. Okay, so we made them waste a couple of lands this turn. They gain the life, but Voice of the Blessed isn't out for them to help that with them much. Now the problem is, let's see. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Okay. 2, 3, 4... Okay, I think we're going to be greedy here. We're going to let them attack us. Let them. It's not like we can do much else. See what else they have. What do you get? Land and land. Okay. That's not the worst thing in the world. They can play the extra land, right? And that Cigar Splendor can be a problem. That can give them a lot of extra card draw. So, what do we do against that? I feel like we take an extra turn and build up the Apparatus. And we take an extra turn and we build up the Apparatus. And, hang on, 3 and 1. Yeah, let's do this now. They've got 6. If they bring that down for just the one... Oh, they've got 7 now. Hopefully they don't bring the cheap one down first. Let's see... See something more expensive. You've got to have something better to put down than a Lunarch Veteran. Sanctify. That's disgusting. They've got 5. They can pay the cost, so... we just draw 3 cards. That kind of hurts, especially since we mostly just got land. Our opponents kind of outstripped us on land already. And now they've got... that's the Guardian Splinter is going to really mess us up. I guess I'm just going to go see what else we can get out of here. So now they're getting the card draw. They have protection from red. I had a deck that I made with Sword of Fortune Frontier, and it would never give me a red deck to go against. Red or green, the entire evening. But it does it really quick against me tonight, doesn't it? Lay down arms, okay. Double the enchantments. And again, we can't do Syncopate on that. I guess I was supposed to know not to activate Surgical Bay. I was supposed to know that you got 2 of those up top. Okay, again, that's red. They've got 9 lands. Okay, I guess we wait before we activate a Surgical Bay and just kind of see what they try and do. We can Syncopate for 6 if they cast a 4-drop or higher. So we wait to see about Sigarda's Splendor. They're doing the right thing. They're attacking first and seeing what kind of nice cards they can cast from the Exile pile. Sunfall. Neither one of those really does much. Still can't Syncopate against it. Aha! We can Syncopate against that. Now, do they switch the sword? Wandering Emperor. Nice. Vigilant and flying now.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people. Keep watch for intruders.
Okay. Yeah, they got 9. We lost. We did what we could. Look at all that card draw. I'm not sure. Drawing the card when I did, maybe I blew the chance for a Syncopate.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
But getting the Sword of Fortune Frontier out was pretty clutch for them. Yeah, it would have been nice if I would have faced a red or green deck when I had that card in my deck. Never got a chance. And this is kind of the double standard that I come up against a lot. Like, I don't get to go first half the time. I get to go first maybe 30 to 33% of the time. I don't get to face these decks where often where I'm the rock and they're the scissors. It's always they're the rock and I'm the scissors. It treats the X spell like it's one of the most expensive spells in the deck. That's why, though I only have 2 copies, I get this first in my hand a ton. Even if there's only 1 copy, I get it first a lot. And, of course, now, I keep getting double Alchemist Gambit all the time. That's not ideal for this deck. No. Who knows when I can make Syncopate good again? We do it now. The most expensive card almost in my entire deck. Let's just give me all the bombs up front and have dead cards in my hand for the next 5 rounds, shall we? Because that's fair. Try it. Let's see if they have a counterspell. No? Okay. Sweet. Really? Really, Magic? Okay. Now, let me do this first. See what we got coming up. I should have enough lands that I shouldn't need to worry about that. Excellent. Sensing a pattern yet, opponent? 3 extra turns, 3 extra card draws, get me whatever I want. Done. Come on, try something, I dare ya. Kick it, get another card out of it. Man, we're getting a lot of lands. Are you gonna just create another one with Mirrex? Ooh, that's a fun card. You're not getting it out, but it's a fun card. I don't have a poison counter yet. What do I care? Okay, we try Witness Protection on that. Because we can use Fires of Victory if they have some sort of protection spell. Hopefully they don't have 2 1-drops. Fading Hope. No. It must die. Thank you. Thank you for dying. That was very appropriate. Pass the turn. Dune Mover. I spit upon your Dune Mover! It's okay for me to talk salt. They can't hear me. It's just me talking to myself. And my loyal viewing audience, who is so impressed by this deck they will press the like button multiple times. Is that what everybody's been doing? You press the like button multiple times, you press it once, you think you did a good job, then you press it a second time, and it takes the like away, and you think, I liked him twice. He must be so happy with me. We're being really greedy with the Silver Scrutiny card. Like, if we can manage this combo, this is just going to be awesome. Okay, you can get a 7/7 branch already. That'll be 8 and then 9/9 with reach. So Ovika is not the scariest thing in the world to you. But I don't think you can do anything against Ovika. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Okay, I have so much stuff now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That looks good. We can bring out a Mindsplice Apparatus. And autopay. That's just so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm all tapped out, so they can cast anything they want. They go digging for help. Is there anything that can help them? Maybe I should have kept 1 mana open for a big syncopate. If I was playing tournament style, I would have. We're gonna pay that. We're gonna pay it, then scoop. They don't get hit with explosive singularity. That was going to be 30 nice points. I would have made it quick and painless. It would have been one shot instead of getting hit by all those 1/1s. It is kind of fun when you design a deck and you have like at least 2 different ways to kill them by the end of the match. It's good to have choices. Alright, we're up against the weather report. This should be easy, right? The weather report is always wrong where I'm from. Look, Silver Scrutiny again. First card dealt. And a very big one that's going to be worthless for a really long time. Yeah, this is familiar. Well, you know, it's been kind of working out for us for the most part, so... Like I said, maybe I stopped complaining. I do have a syncopate, so I think I need to play the blue source in case they tap out. And we'll have that ready. Alchemist Gambit is going to be much later. Okay, so Restless Bloodseeker. If you gained life, create a blood token. Oh, that's just alternate art. I know that card. Yeah, I think we go ahead and do it now. That'll exile it at least. Let them know what they're dealing with. And we can get the Mindsplice Apparatus down next. 2 Alchemist Gambits again. Okay, you know, Magic Arena, you better make this work for me again. Don't let him kill my Mindsplice Apparatus. That's the key. Are you going to be 4 colors or 5? How about... I guess we wait? I could bring down some devils. I think I'd rather do a board wipe. They're gonna lose these. They're tapped out. No, they'll just make a land drop. Okay. Good for them. I could take over Florian at some point, right? Why don't I just do that? Do I do that? He's so... yeah, I think I do. He's legendary, so I just need 3. Make them use a removal if they gotta do it. And that holds off Sanguine Statuette too. As long as Florian's there, they can't do anything. Ah.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
That kind of works out for me.
Sacrifices must be made.
Burn Down the House comes up next. Get rid of the pesky Planeswalker.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
And we still have a good syncopate. Is that another Planeswalker? Exiled. Yeah, you enjoy that while you can. Alright, we can pay the cleave cost, so extra turn time. Extra turn time. You just do this and draw 4. Hmm. 2 red. No, I can't do that, can I? Okay, we keep the rest open for syncopate. It doesn't matter what they put down. We can charge them more. They can hit us one more time with Sanguine Statuette, but I think they're waiting. I think they're waiting. Kick it. Take an extra turn. You got 1 card. Is it a removal card? You got 2 cards. Are they removal cards? It is, but it's not what you need. They probably do have... I mean, they had... Oh, they're not willing to wait. All that time pounding me in the face, down to 9, and I didn't even hit you yet. And you just scoop? We were going to have so much fun. I was going to draw so many cards. It is not fair for them to deprive me of the right to draw my 8 cards in 1 turn. That's the reason I made the deck. It's mostly just so I can keep drawing cards. It's my favorite thing to do. because every card drawn is like Christmas. And if I can draw 7 or 8 cards at once, it's like the best Christmas of all. Alright, I guess Arena knows what it's doing for me, right? It's not bad that they give me 2 Alchemist Gambits right off the top. It's not bad that I keep getting them at the very beginning. You didn't give me any blue mana, Arena. That's a little different. Are we sure we trust you now? We're up against a Royal Assassin. Okay, we've got 1 removal card. This is going to have to tide me over until I get a blue land. If I ever get tired, I can just cast Alchemist Gambit and lose the game after 1 turn. Woohoo! It's tapped, but we'll take it. They're going to have a lot of search cards. They usually have Consider and Impulse. Yep, there we go. So maybe this is a Haughty Djinn deck. It's not automatically a Haughty Djinn deck, but most of the time it is. So the question is, do they hang a Bear Haughty Djinn out as soon as they get 3 lands? If they don't hang it out Bear and wait till they have 1 land, then we might still get away with a Syncopate. But we kind of got to not miss a land drop against that type of deck. Discover the impossible. Oh. You know what? The last time I made a deck with Discover the Impossible in, it won a lot. And it was a Haughty Djinn deck. And they managed to cast 4 different... They threw away a Spell Pierce. 4 different spell decks. You know what? If it's tap land, I'll still take it. That's fine. Put out a land and put out a Haughty Djinn. And hopefully... If they threw away a Spell Pierce, does that mean that they have a second one ready and waiting? Ugh. Syncopate doesn't help me against that. They could pay the cost. Wait a second. I need to wait until I have enough untapped land to pay the cost for that. Alright, we'll try it. They've searched so many times, they've got to have a counterspell, right? That'd be hilarious if after all that they just had yet another search spell. If they have a counterspell, they usually don't keep you in suspense quite this long. Do they have 2 counterspells? They're just trying to figure out which one to do. Shoot. I can't stop the Syncopate. I can't use either one of these. I couldn't stop any of that. Okay, so I don't have to pay for that. But they foiled me. They kind of got the jump on me. They've got more lands. My Syncopates are no good. I couldn't get the Apparatus out. And now I get dealt the most... Okay, so we're going to lose this. I don't know any way to come back from this now. I mean, we can go ahead and throw this out there just to draw out another counterspell. But I need 4 blue mana just to cast Invoke the Winds, and we're 3 turns away from that. We're not going to get that much land before we're dead. And if they don't let Mindsplice Apparatus through, there's no way that we can take extra turns or draw cards. Everything's just way too expensive. I don't know why they take so long to negate that. It's not like, didn't see we missed a land drop. And they gave us the most expensive card in the deck. Yeah. Arena, you know what you're doing. All you have to do is land starve me a tiny bit against a Haughty Djinn deck. That's all they need. I've got 2 different Haughty Djinn decks. If you're land starved against me, you have almost 0 chance to pull it out. I mean, maybe if they land starve me for 3 or 4 turns straight later on, maybe then. We'll try one more. Okay, still gave me the most expensive card in the deck, followed by the second most expensive. And we don't get to go first, and we're against mono red aggro. So Arena's really wanting to punish me for the matches we won. We'll make a go of it. See if this is the normal cards. Okay, red white, so samurai. We're doing samurai deck instead. This is, I just put that down. And Alchemist Gambit again, too early. Opponent does not miss a land drop. If the only thing they're going to do is hit it with the samurai, we're always going to be behind the curve, even with the syncopates. That's a little bit of a risk because, see, they made the land drop. Oh, hello. We can do that. We made good on a counterspell, ladies and gentlemen. They can still hit us with this. And that's tap land, so we're going to take a couple more turns of damage from that one thing. Because we just can't stop it. But we do have the ability to get Burn Down the House down. So maybe we still save the syncopate for something bigger. And Burn Down the House will just bring down some devils to block the samurai. Okay. I think that's worth it. Yet again, they still get the little reinforced Ronin down. Still get to hit us. We're more than half dead now. And still with dead cards in our hand after all these turns. So let's go ahead and do this now. We're not going to attack at all. If they don't have protection spells, that makes the Ronin worthless. They should channel it and go get something better. Interesting choice. Are you going to attack with it? Yeah, I don't know if they thought that through all the way. Don't know if they thought that through. Another dead card. that I can't cast. I could cast City on Fire, but I'm not prepared to. My opponent is blithely gaining life over there. Sacred Fire, no. See, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and phase all of these things. Neener, 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 oink, oink, oink. Now, if I could get one untapped land for a change, I could do almost anything. Straight to the face. Yeah, you can't take out my devils. They could still cast this on one of these next turn, and we'd be in trouble, right? Or they could just throw that straight at our face too. That's to any target. Look at that, sports fans. We can bring in a whole breaker horror. Which means we kind of hope they use the Sacred Fire. That's a Fox Ninja, not a Samurai or a Warrior, so we don't need to worry about that aspect of things. That is fine. They should not try to attack, because we can take you out. Just like that, and then we bring this puppy down. And then we bring this puppy down. And now you're under 20 finally. And I don't think your Sacred Fires are going to help you at all, anytime, anywhere. Oh yes, please put Eater Virtue on there. Please, please attach it. Please attach it. Yes! What do we need? 4? It's legendary, so it doesn't do any good to make it 5. We get some other stuff. We don't return anything to anybody's hand. Bam, 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 bam. Perfect! Still didn't get you City on a Fire. You know what? We lost a few times, but I really enjoyed the way we won the ones that we did win. So I'll take you in and show you the entire deck one more time. The shell is mostly the same. I mean, I took out the 10 cost Hercules card from the blue shell to fit in all 4 of the Alchemist Gambit cards. But this is just sort of a further demonstration. We don't totally ignore the X cards. We still have plenty of X cards in here to take advantage of Mindsplice Apparatus. But we don't necessarily need to worry about them being X. We don't need to do the ultimate full cast of Mindsplice Apparatus every time. There are some really good expensive cards like Alchemist Gambit that if you just make them cost 4 cheaper, they're awesome value. I mean, an extra turn for just paying 3 energy, it's tough to beat. So once you get it set up, and we do have good odds of getting it set up. We've got 4 copies in the deck. We've got some removal. We've got some counter spells, and we do have some nice little bombs. And I think we've got the right. I don't have any search spells in here, but I think I've got the right number of draw spells. And they always come up so early. If not Cosmic Epiphany, Silver Scrutiny, I'm usually getting one of those either in the opening hand or within the first 3 draws. And you saw how often I got Alchemist Gambit. So it's not like they're not giving me the stuff that I need. Sometimes it just takes a little while to get going. I do have a lot of tapped lands to make sure that I have the double chances to get. You know, I only have 3 basic islands and two mountains. And a lot of the rest of this is just to make sure that I get either the red that I need or the blue that I need. And I'm not completely convinced that I've got the perfect land setting in here, but I do have a lot of draw cards there in case we sort of flood out with 3 or 4 lands. That's happened to me before. And a lot of times I'll use this, I'll sacrifice it, I'll draw a card 3 turns in a row, and I'll just get another replacement land. So that's happened. That'll cost me the game. But let me know what you think. Again, a Mindsplice Apparatus deck that deals with other expensive cards that do really well together, that have pretty good synergies, while not totally ignoring the X spells. And we did a couple of other things with, like, Ovika's just a big expensive creature, Seeding on Fire. We could have used Convoke at that last turn and just cast it for just 3. But we've got a nice little surprise one-turn kill that sometimes I get out. And Magma Pummeler didn't really put in an appearance this time. But that can also be very useful. But I'm interested in your opinion on how things went, what you would do differently. And there's a couple more ideas I have for Mindsplice Apparatus deck, so we'll probably... Hopefully you're not getting bored of these, because it is one of my favorite cards. I haven't been doing them too often. But I probably will want to do my next one soon, because I do have a good idea, I think, for it. So we'll leave it there for now. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.